Hello everyone, this is the Andrew Doll, aka the German Viking, and so Independent is actually being straight out racist, and I don't think they they have any problems hiding the fact that they hate white males. So let's dive into this article. I'm just gonna use the archive because I don't want to give them clicks, and for those who want to look at the article, I'm gonna link it. So let's read the article. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale male and stale superhero character we can. Stealing a few spots from original characters at the front of the box office race is not only positive, but absolutely necessary if underrepresented actors are to have a fighting chance. Jesus freaking Christ. These people are delusional if they think that. I mean, look at the internals. I wasn't even aware of this until late or early today, and late last night, where I thought that there were two characters. Found out first there were two characters that were being race and gender swapped, and now there are three that are being race and gender swapped in the Eternals. And I'm just gonna enjoy Hollywood going bankrupt at this point, and you have shills like these advocating for just pushing token characters. You don't want to create new characters, just gender and race swap them. So let's read more. Superhero movies are important. That's not an opinion. Yeah, it is. How are they important? You have to substantiate that claim. You can't just say A is important, but not prove it. Hitchens razor. It's just true. Astonishing argumentation here. Avengers Endgame is the top box office film of all time, raking in 7.29 billion and watched by millions. Superpowers get bums on seats, and well, what did Avatar and Titanic do then? I mean, they weren't really superhero movies. And sneaking in social justice messages under the radar is a tried and tested way of speaking to the masses. What? No, it's not. The thing that people think was the worst thing and the biggest cringe of Avengers Endgame was the female empowerment scene, which made no goddamn sense whatsoever. These stories have always been about underdogs proving their worth. That could be also be discussed. What is Iron Man? Is he really an underdog? It's obstacles. Anyways, of those who are other finding their place, and the recent wave of heroes who truly reflect these traits is one we should cheer as it builds into tsunami. I mean, isn't the tsunami now done? I mean, Endgame was the big finish. Since Saturday's announcement of a female Thor, the internet has blown up with people wailing on that historically straight white male pool of superheroes is being drained for a more diverse roster. So, Thor is not a mantle. It's a name given by my ancestors to the mythology. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And this is where I could use the cultural appropriation of my culture, where you are putting in a woman from an American perspective and just pushing in your agenda, diversity agenda. Many can be safely ignored. I saw one person on social media bemoaning the betrayal of the Norse myths, a complaint curiously absent for Thor Ragnarok. I'd love to know which myth has Jeff Goldblum swanning about in an orgy spaceship. Oh my god. If you're gonna portray the character of a Norse god, at least be consistent with it. I thought Thor Ragnarok was alright. but it still had Thor as Thor. But I still have an issue with Heimdall being white and other characters in Asgard being, or Osgore, as it's really called, being on anything other than white. Because, I mean, do we go into Asian culture and tell them they should have white or black characters in their history and their mythologies? No, we don't. We don't have a black Buddha or a white Buddha. That wouldn't make sense. That's exactly what you guys are doing here. It's ostensibly more reasonable complaints of I don't mind female POC LGBT plus characters, so we are gonna ignore the Q. Okay, but why can't they make their own? Yeah, that's exactly my point. But you're gonna mock this. That nettles me because, make no mistake, we are. Villain interrupted my play about supervillains in prison therapy runs at the... Oh my god, you're gonna shill your own... Wow. Wow. You're gonna shill your own therapy. Runs at the Camden Fringe in August, highlighting my point perfectly. Original characters, even the ones created by behemoths like Marvel or DC, have nothing like the traction of old favorites, meaning we're starting the race seconds before the big boys cross the finish line. Stealing a few of their spots in front is not only positive, but absolutely necessary. Oh my god. Blade was the first one really out of the gate. That analogy doesn't even really work. That doesn't even make sense. You don't even know how the slightest clue about comic book characters. You clearly also didn't see Justice League, the animated one where you had Jon Stewart. These people insert themselves in fandom, claim to be fans, and don't even know the slightest goddamn clue of the fandom they're talking about. You can't just say it's okay because white people have had a head start. Well, then make compelling characters. Stan Lee created Black Panther. So what? A black man created Wolverine. I mean, are we seriously this bigoted and ignorant when it comes to making argumentation? Quite apart from anything else, it generally makes the art better and bigger. Yeah, citation needed, and that's just an opinion. You can't just make such a statement which just backs up your claim by being a moral and subjective claim. It's a paradox, basically. You can't prove it because the only thing you're using is your anecdote and subjectivity. It's stupid argumentation. Audience is tired of the same old story. What is same old stories? You mean the stories that had the three main leads in Endgame be the biggest movie in history? How about the main lead of Avatar being a white male? Or are we also gonna ignore that it had Zoe Saldana playing in the co-starring role? Are we gonna ignore that? How about Sigourney Weaver that was in that story? These people, oh my god, it's tired of the same old stories. Then make new ones, told by the same old people. Well, this is what is actually happening with Ghostbusters. That's what happened with Ghostbusters. You made the same old story by same old people with just gender swapping stuff and expect new results. Do you know the definition of insanity? With the same old characters just dressed up in different superpowers. Well, name some then. Look at the success of films of Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Okay, first of all, I have to give the PR department of Black Panther props because it's an average movie at best. Captain Marvel was sandwiched in between the two biggest movies or two of the biggest movies of all time. Why aren't you mentioning Wonder Woman? Why aren't you mentioning Alita, which had a minority female lead? Oh, you don't want to mention that. Okay. Or the aforementioned Thor Ragnarok, which took a risk, hired a minority. Oh my god. Why does the race of the director matter? Oh my god. Let him get on with his frankly insane ideas and reap the rewards in the form of massive box office smash. Fawned over by critics, like, well, the critics praised Black Panther and The Last Jedi, so yeah, your opinion is invalid, or I should rather say your claim is invalid. Likewise, Into the Spider-Verse reimagined Spider-Man as a black teen graffiti artist and won an Academy Award and $375 million at the box office. Yeah, but it was a good movie. It didn't have pandering. You're using moral relativism and hypocrisy to make your point. Jesus Christ. It clearly makes for more successful movies with better bottom lines. Again, citation needed, which a cynic might say is all Hollywood cares about, but just consider the road potential harnessed by films seen by millions, giving audience superheroes and spies and princesses different to themselves, normalizes diversity in way targeted campaigns can only dream of. Okay. I can tell you how good it felt to watch women. Oh my god, you're gonna use feelings as an argument. You can't tell how good it felt to watch women, plural, fight alongside the men in Endgame. Yeah, but the gender doesn't matter. They've been told mostly good stories in MCU. And Jesus Christ. Seriously, the race doesn't matter. Or the gender, or whatever you want to call it, the sex. Fighting alongside, and how disappointing it was to have Marvel swerve an on-screen, or it doesn't count, bisexual super in the form of Valkyrie, as something they have pledged to correct in Phase 4. If it's so important to the story, why aren't you plastering and shoving it down people's throats? Why couldn't you base it off a good story? Because these people are just using it as a token character. And the Valkyries are white, yet again. So yes, let's honor the male heroes, and Thor is an excellent place to start. Oh my god. Well, yeah, just destroy MCU. Just destroy for all I care. I don't give a crap anymore. Let's see how it turns out. Nobody's gonna care anymore about the MCU. I can promise you that. Nobody is gonna give a goddamn about any of the MCU movies. If you're just gonna... Just look at The Last Jedi. Solo bombed because of this SJW nonsense. Just continue. Continue to lose money. Disney did it with the theme park. They did it with Solo. And I don't think The Rise of Skywalker is gonna be good either, or at least be such a success, because nobody cares about the ending of that trilogy. There's simply a mechanism by which someone else can gain his powers, but that doesn't make sense because Mjolnir is destroyed, and the enchantment doesn't work on Stormbreaker. Again, this would be obvious for someone who has actually watched the movies or even knows the comic books. As shown in Endgame with Steve Rogers to whoops of glee from the fanboys now complaining. Yeah, but the Mjolnir was from a different timeline and he returned it. It doesn't exist. Plus, more women have a history of relegation to the sappy love interest, or worse, the feisty girl whose only power is the super... So wait, what? So now you're demoting all the female characters like Pepper Potts and Jane Foster because they were really freaking smart. They even argued about it in Age of Ultron. Really? So you're actually degrading women here. in the name of progressivism and diversity. This is what gets me. You're actually claiming to be progressive, but women who chose these roles and want to play these roles, they don't have agency. Jesus Christ. So what about the boyfriends of like say Black Widow or any of the other Maria Hill, if she had a boyfriend? It's the exact same argument, but oh my god, the logic doesn't even make sense if you poke hole to this. Backing up, Jane Foster's a particular victim of this casual misogyny. Oh my god, casual misogyny, buzzwords, weasel words. She spent 2011's Thor demanding she'll give her life's work. They capitulate when Thor asks. And the sequel, Thor Darkworld, as a swooning damsel showing her mettle by giving Loki a good slap while he's in cuffs, and Thor is standing right there. Yeah, but oh my god. Yeah, but she had an important part of the movie. Jeez. She and Selvig found out how to destroy the elves. Oh my. Yeah, but ignore this. Yeah, just ignore this. Because without her, Thor wouldn't have conquered the elves, and the earth would have been swallowed, basically. Demanding a swooning damsel showing her metal while in hell. Yeah, finally, this is a chance for the character to ironically step out of Thor's shadow. Yeah, but the comic is garbage. It's not selling. Same with Captain Marvel. The movies are not gonna do well. And that should be a call to arms for the rest of us in front and behind the camera. Why? Why should we listen to you, your garbage opinions? Women directors are few and far between. Yeah, but let them get the job if they deserve it. Patty Jenkins made an incredible movie with Wonder Woman. You had Hurt Locker. Of the ex of what's her name? But she has also done incredible movies. There are incredible female directors, but let them make good movies and be qualified to do them. Ava DuVernay is basically a token director. She makes garbage movies. Nobody watched Wrinkle in Time, and they race swapped the lead there as well because reasons. And are only starting to helm blockbuster films without a single female lead, with Chloe Zhao directing The Eternals. Yeah, but that's gonna be garbage because they basically race swapped all of the characters. We're stepping out of the shadow, and if we can step on our male predecessor along the way, all the better. This is open misandry and racism. K.T. Roberts is a film, TV, theater writer. Her play Villain Interrupted, Supervillains in Prison Therapy is on. Well, I'm not gonna chill. Jesus Christ, the bigotry in this article, the hypocrisy, the soft bigotry of low expectation, the sexism, the racism. Oh my god. Why was this even published? Jesus Christ. This is such an abomination to the outlet, and also just a garbage opinion. Garbage. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.